Hi guys, welcome back to JP Concepts. First of all, thanks a lot for your support and encouragement. Today, it is not for explaining any code or standards. This is just to answer for some of your questions. I'm getting a lot of questions, lot of inquiries in my LinkedIn profile, Facebook profile. So, I wish to answer for those questions through a video because it's a common questions, it's general questions. So we'll start from here. In fact, I started my channel for my musical videos. I was composing some music and I was singing. So for that purpose only I started the channel. Later, I could get lot of inquiries from some friends, junior people. They were asking me about how you did this certifications and how you could enter into oil and gas industry, how you could get this job in ADNOC and all. So I thought, why can't I help them? I should do something for them. That's the reason for these types of videos. So JP Concepts have two zones, two streams. One is musical series and other one is technical series. I'm capturing these types of videos like API, certification preparation, technical, asset integrity and all those things related to technical in technical series. And separately, at the same time I'm keeping this musical series. You can see some videos very soon in that. In that I will post my musical videos, musical related videos. Hope it's clear for you. What's the difference between QC engineer and inspection engineer? Yes, I also had the same question when I started my career. Actually, I started my career as, I started my career as inspection engineer. Then when I joined to Saudi Arabia, I joined as a QC engineer. So QC engineer is mostly related to construction, means welding, coating. Okay, so in the construction jobs, during the construction of a project, the QC engineer job will come. As you are assuring, you are controlling the quality of the system. So you should have I'm talking about only mechanical QC engineer. Okay, it's related to welding, coating, and all. So civil I'm not touching. Okay, related to welding and coating. So for QC engineer, you should have the certifications in welding and coating. If you are handling the coating jobs, you should have a coating level 2 inspector certification. So QC and inspection engineers are entirely different. Inspection engineers mean it's coming to the asset integrity part. That means once the system is in place, in service, when the system is in service, the role of inspection engineer will come. For inspection engineer, we are following the codes which is related to in service. Those are API 570 for piping, 510 for pressure vessels, 653 for tank, and it's many streams. It's required to have API 580, that is risk-based inspection. These all are the codes related to in-service inspections. Okay. Of course, we are following some design codes like SMEP 31.3, Section 8, everything. That is related to both QC and inspection, means asset integrity. Hope it's clear for you. QC is for construction part and asset integrity engineer or inspection engineer is for in-service part. How to prepare for API 570 exam or whatever API exams, how long it will take to start preparations. I'll tell you very clearly, API 570. I will take it as example, API 570. It's not a simple exam, honestly speaking. It's not very easy to go through. First of all, API 570, you should think API 570 exam, which is the main code, that is API 570 itself. So you have to go through API 570 very clearly and very thoroughly. Any question can be asked from the code because it's a main code. Every nook and corners you have to read from that code. So there is no option in that, you have to read fully. Okay. So in API 570, many of the areas it is related to ASME code. ASME B31.3. It is a design code for this. Okay. It's a process piping design code. You have to go through that. Many problems and all, there will be reference to ASME B31.3. It's very clearly mentioned in the API 570. So in line with that, you have to go through ASME B31.3. Hope it's clear for you. The next code, that is API 571, that is damage mechanisms in oil and gas industry. Whatever related to piping system, it's selected in effective sheet. It's very clearly available there. So for example, there will be 10 or 12 items will be there. API 571 code is a big thing. There will be many damage mechanisms in there. You know, the latest edition released in 2020. So it's increasing. There are a lot of damage mechanisms are available in that. So whatever related to piping system only we have to learn. That's very clearly mentioned in the effectivity sheet. So go through those damage mechanisms only for the exam. If it is related to API 510 pressure vessel inspection certification, you have to go through those items only. It's very clearly mentioned in the effectivity sheet. Hope that part is clear for you. The next thing is 574. API recommended practice 574. It's a recommended practice. It's not a code. So in that, it's a piping inspection practices. So it's a supporting code for 570. Many items in 570 will be reflecting in 574. It's inspection practices. You have to read fully that code. Mainly the theory part will coming from 574. You have to read it. Okay. The next is 577. It's welding. It's related to welding. It will explain you what are the different types of weldings, what is essential variables, blah blah blah. Those things you have to read. 577. The mainly welding processes. It is explained there. Okay. In line with that welding, there is another code called ASME section 9. You have to learn ASME section 9. You don't need to read everything. ASME section 9, there are different parts. So it's very clearly mentioned in the body of knowledge. Read the body of knowledge. From that, take ASME section 9. I will explain. I will take another session exclusively for this ASME section 9, welding procedure and welder qualification. So you will be getting the things from that. I'm pretty sure for that. So section 9. Next is section 5. ASME section 5. ASME section 5 is NDT. NDT, you all knows NDT very well because without NDT level 2 certification you will not come to in this industry. I believe so. So NDT, ASME section 5, that also you have to learn. So in ASME, for in case of API 570, section 9, ASME B31.3, section 5, this and 16.5, B16. That is related to flanges. From 16.5 there will not be many questions. You should have a common understanding in that only. Okay. So in this ASME, this much codes will come. From API you will be having API 570, 574, 577 and 578. 578 is material verification program. It requires reading only for that. There's no calculations and all, it's required reading. And 571, as I mentioned, damage mechanism, you have to learn in that way. Hope it's clear. Is it really required to attend paid training? Yes, it's a question. I know many guys, they are attending for trainings. It's very expensive. I know that APA trainings are very expensive. You have to pay a lot for it. Actually, honestly, I didn't attend any training for my first certification. My first certification in API was API 510. I learned myself. So I don't think that it's required to attend for a training if you have a disciplined way to approach the exam. You have to learn the things in a structured way. You should plan first and do it. No need to attend for a training. Which API best to take first? It depends. It depends. If you have very good experience in pressure vessels and all, it's better to go for a pressure vessel first, because many new job they are asking for pressure vessel inspection certification. But as a beginner, it's always better to have to go for APA 570 piping. Start from piping, then pressure vessel, then tank. This is the easy way to go. So I would prefer you to go for first 570. That's why I started with the 570 certification preparation course. Okay. So it depends. It depends on you guys. You need minimum 1 month to prepare for code. Means if you should spend at least 2 hours in a day, 2 to 3 hours in a day, and plan properly. That's most important thing. Plan properly and read it, and make sure that you are following the latest code, because in the effectivity sheet it's mentioned 2012 edition or 2019 edition, and if you are referring to 2012 edition, there will be a lot of changes. We don't know, so you have to always follow the latest code. Yeah, understand that you are a mechanical engineer with a 2 years experience in oil and gas field, and you have only NDT level 2 certificate. Of course, you have to go for some welding certification first, because for every job, if you are going to QC or asset integrity, welding inspection certification is a must, because you should have some knowledge in basic welding and all. So it is required to have welding inspection certificate. So go for that first. Then you think about this APA certifications. Coating is optional. You don't need to be very much strict on it. It's optional. But after welding certification, first you take CSWIP AWS or something like that, welding inspection certification. Then you go for API. Yes, of course. My life is an example for that. I was a QC engineer. When I started my job in Saudi, I joined as a QA/QC engineer for a contracting company. After that, I switched my career to inspection. The first step was I took API certification. So it's not impossible. You can change your stream. Of course, definitely it will support you. Your QC experience will support you in asset integrity job, means inspection engineer. Why? Because in QC you are learning thoroughly about welding and other procedures, so you are good in that. So basically the basic thing is welding, right? So you are getting into the things, so don't think that it is impossible. You can switch your career to inspection engineer job, no problem. Actually, you have to get the in straight way. You have to get the codes from API. You have to pay and get the codes, but your friends will be having it. I didn't purchase any of the codes. I got all the codes from my friends. I arranged from them, because since you are in oil and gas industry, you'll be having a lot of friends, right? So you can get the codes from that, from friends and all. You can arrange the codes from friends and all. You're always welcome. You can put your doubts under the video in the YouTube channel itself, in the comment box. You put your. Now I'm getting these types of questions a lot. So put your doubts there, and I will reply you there. Yes, it's called fourth year dilemma. Yes, including me, we're stuck in that point. Actually, there'll be lot of free advices from your near people, friends and all. They'll say, yeah, you're a mechanical engineer, go for MBA. That'll be good for you. You're a mechanical engineer, do NDT and select your stream. You're a mechanical engineer, go for design. You could learn CATIA, V5, ProE and all, go for that. Mechanical engineer, it's better to have software, so do some software training and go join an Apple or some company like that. There will be a lot of advice, free advice for you guys. But it's your call. You have to decide yourself the third year or fourth year that which way you will select. Yeah, it's all about your call. If you want to go for this oil and gas industry job, you have to prepare like that. In that, no need to do unnecessary courses and all. Focus on what you need. That's the only way to success. So bye bye for now. For more videos, please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Stay tuned. Bye bye from JP Concepts.